In this bag, I've got 3 of the hottest brands in golf who all make an iron that suits almost all golfers. It started off with the TaylorMade P790. Let's call it the GOAT of this category. This iron revolutionized the iron market, if I'm honest with you, because it catered for so many different golfers, from scratch handicappers all the way up to 28 handicappers. Since that, many brands have followed suit. And in this bag, I've got the Titleist T250 from this year, brand new model, and the new kid on the block, the Takomo 101 iron. All these irons look great behind the ball, but they're packed with support. They've got these kind of bigger soles on them, speed injected on some of them, hollow-headed design. They all sit in exactly the same category, but all also have a different price point. We'll come on to that in a minute. In this video, I'm going to hit all 3 irons almost like a head-to-head. If you want to see the full reviews of these irons, check them out. They are on the H channel already, but this is more of a comparison between the 3 irons. Now, it's interesting. I actually asked ChatGPT before, how could you compare these 3 brands and these 3 irons? And it spat out a few different ideas. It was saying almost like TaylorMade's like the BMW of the car world, where Titleist might be more like the Porsche, where Takomo is a bit more like the Polestar. That's a fairly decent comparison. I even asked about footballers. It said Erling Haaland is the TaylorMade. It said Harry Kane is the Titleist, and Saka from Arsenal is the Takomo. You've got these 2 brands who are goats in the golf industry, TaylorMade being kind of the goat in this category, and then you've got the Takomo, the new kids on the block. Right, let's kick things off. I'm gonna rotate the testing as well to make it fair. So I'm gonna hit Titleist, TaylorMade, then Takomo. We're gonna mix it around and hit a bunch of shots with all of them so we can see the data. Let's go with Titleist first. Okay, so kicking things off with Titleist. Now these are the most expensive. From 4 to pitching wedge, they're priced at £1,479, but they're also the weakest loft. So this is 30.5 degrees loft for a 7-iron. I say weakest, only by ½ degree. So we might not see that much of a difference. Looks wise, wow. So sleek, so beautiful the back. I mean, timeless. They really are beautiful. Titleist have made fantastic player irons for so many years. It's almost like they've gone, right, we know what a player's iron should look like. We now know what the performance of a higher handicap iron should be. Let's blend those 2 things together, and they've absolutely nailed it. The look of a player iron, but the playability of a more forgiving iron. Beautiful, really nice. Right, let's hit some shots. Yeah, a little bit skinny, but front edge of the green, we can hit it better than that. Yeah, still on the green. Okay, I'll go a couple more with the Titleist, then give my kind of feedback on feel. Okay, some decent shots in there. A couple of skinny ones, which kind of landed a little bit short, but still clambered onto the front edge of the green. Feel-wise, very solid. It has quite a loud kind of pitch to the strike. So it doesn't feel like super soft. Feels like you can tell you've properly hit it. Great ball flight, very confidence boosting. So far, so good. Let's jump over to the TaylorMade one next. Okay, moving into the P790. This model has been around for a number of years now. Every couple of years, they give it a bit of a refresh. It's the latest and greatest. It's a bit more shiny chrome than the Titleist. Maybe has a risk of dating a little bit easier, weirdly, but still super, super clean. I mean, it looks so, so nice. Difference here with the TaylorMade is this kind of speed slot from the 7 iron upwards. So we might see, certainly with this test today, some of those lower striked irons actually still getting a little bit of help. But this is the original. This is, well, I say original. It was actually PXG that first ever brought out this kind of hollow headed iron, and then brands started to cotton on, but TaylorMade really nailed it with the P790. It is a gorgeous looking iron, it really is. Right, these are slightly cheaper than the Titleist. These are £1,249 for 4 irons to pitching wedge, and loft of the 7 iron is 30 degrees, so half degree stronger. Let's see how it flies. Looks beautiful behind the ball. Oh, felt really good. That definitely had a different feel to the strike on that one. Hotter. I could tell it kind of came out a little bit faster. Slightly softer noise as well, which with that little softer noise, it often feels softer through the head as well. That was really nice. A little bit skinny. That'll be an interesting one to see because I didn't strike that one great. But see, that's almost pitching on the front of the edge of the green. Yeah, it's still nicely on the green. A little leaky, but still found the putting green. Okay, let's go a couple more with the TaylorMade. Oh, that wasn't very good. That'll be interesting to see. Yeah, I mean, that was a really, really bad strike. Yet we still found the green. Yeah, decent, very nice. I think feel-wise, different to the Titleist, that's for sure. Not looked at numbers yet, but can tell it's coming out a touch hotter. I felt a sense of, what's the right word? Sense of security that the bottom edge of this club was helping me a bit more. And there's this kind of visual speed slot here at the bottom, but some of those lower strikes, I still felt like the performance was pretty good. Overall, I would say feel-wise, this just pips the Titleist. Not by a lot, but it definitely feels a little bit better than the Titleist. And then we come on to the new kid, Takomo. Absolutely smashed it over the last couple of years. A brand from Finland who have kind of taken a very different tactic when bringing golf clubs out to the market, certainly partnering with content creators, etc. And before I tested them, I thought there was a lot of hype and maybe not much substance. When I reviewed it, I was wrong. These irons are the real deal. Price-wise, I mean, it's staggering how much cheaper they are. From 4 to pitching wedge, these are £459. You could have 3 sets of these for the price of the Titleist. That's wild. You could have a set at home, you could have one at your holiday house in Spain, you could have one at your parents' house up in Scotland. Like these, that's the difference in price, wild. Technology-wise, again, very similar story to the Titleist and TaylorMade in the hollow-headed design. Loft-wise, 30 degree for the 7 iron. Slightly different head shape. The heel is a little bit more squashed in, so it gives a different profile to the head. Again, good-looking iron, very good-looking iron. A bit more, again, that kind of shiny chrome. Very simple design. Bit of a wider sole, I'd say, compared to the other 2 irons. Yeah, it just looks different behind the ball just because of that, the way that the heel is almost squashed in a bit more, produces almost more like a higher toe arc to it, but beautiful looking iron. Really nice. Right, let's get hitting these. A little bit skinny again, I just keep catching those ones just off the bottom groove. Yeah, it's found the green, but only just. Oh, that was sweet. Now, last time I reviewed these, I actually holed out the 7 iron. And if we're gonna get another hole out, that was pretty nice. Yeah, just not quite struck it there, not bad though. I think what's good about this, like, because I'm just slightly catching a few off the bottom at the moment, this is the perfect time to test these irons because the type of golfer who's gonna get these irons is gonna hit missed strikes. You know, so What does a mist strike do? What does it look like? I'm kind of showing that in its fullest in this video. I'm also showing some middled ones every now and again. Oh, touch skinny again. I mean, result wise, you wouldn't be complaining as long as there wasn't a water hazard in front of the green. That was the nicest one. That was a proper golf shot. Beautiful. Let's go a few more of those for the Takomo. That was really nice. Get up a bit. Get up a bit. Yeah, very nice. How can I summarise that feel? Doesn't feel as powerful as the TaylorMade, but it felt a little bit softer than the Titleist. I think what I'm going to do to make this test fair, I'm just going to go one more round of hitting Titleist, TaylorMade, Takomo, then we'll look at the data. Okay, Takomos. Okay, so before we get onto the data, which is very interesting by the way, let's talk a little bit more about looks, feel. I mean, price is a given. There's a clear winner on price, but for me, looks-wise, I would actually give it to the Titleist. I think the Titleist iron looks so good. Now, looks is only one element, of course, but it's a part, it's an important part. Feel-wise, there's no question for me, the TaylorMade felt the best. Softest off the face, the fastest off the face, weirdly enough as well, and just like the most satisfying strike. I would also give the TaylorMade the crown of the most forgiving. There's actually a couple of times where I struck it right off the bottom, but yet the performance was still very good. As I mentioned, Takomo hands down wins on price. Should get more points for how low a price it is, to be honest with you. Not that we're doing points, but you get what I mean. I mean, this is a third of the price of the Titleist. Wild. Data-wise, it's close, but there are differences. So we look at the Titleist first, Titleist T250, average carry distance 180 yards, spin rate 5,353, ball speed 123. Dispersion right to left, pretty solid. To be honest, that was the biggest thing with these three irons. Dispersion right to left was outstanding. All to do with the clubs, and nothing to do with me, all the clubs. TaylorMade, average carry distance 5 yards further. Now, if you remember, TaylorMade is half degree stronger, but that shouldn't equate to 5 yards further. The biggest difference, because the spin is almost exactly the same at 5,300, the biggest difference is ball speed. The TaylorMade was producing an extra 3 miles per hour ball speed over the Titleist. That's why it's getting that extra distance. Very good. Takomo kind of almost did what I expected it to. It sits somewhere in the middle. Average carry distance 181 yards, spin rate 5,600, slightly higher spin, more ball speed than Titleist, less ball speed than TaylorMade. I think that's pretty much everything covered. I'll let you guys decide on what you would kind of prefer in this category. I think they're all very good. I think if I was to lean towards any set, I would lean towards the TaylorMade. But I've said the P790s have been amazing for so long. But if you want a set that's outrageously better priced, Takomo is definitely in the wheelhouse. And if you love the look of the Titleist, you can see by the numbers, not that much of a difference, you might go towards Titleist. Clubs for every golfer. Guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned, lots more to come. Be sure to subscribe to H.I.T, and we'll see you next time.